Hi, juniors. Your school counselors here, and it's that time of year again. It's registration time. Just finished up first semester. We're a couple weeks into our second semester here, and it's time to start thinking about your senior year classes. That's crazy to think about. I know when you come into high school, we tell you it goes fast, and here you are registering for your senior year of high school. So once again, we're going to be walking you guys through the registration guide, some of the highlights there, how to go about picking your classes. You have more flexibility than ever in picking your classes now as seniors, as incoming seniors. So it's important to consider those things. And then we're going to walk you through exactly how to actually register for your classes in Skyward. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here, and we'll get started. Let's see. I believe I'm sharing. And so you'll start out by going to northfieldschools.org. From there, you'll go to schools and find the high school in the tab. Once you're at the high school tab, you will find student supports directly below that. That'll bring you to our counseling page. So you'll find our information here, the counselors. You can click on our names to send us an email if you wish. Our phone numbers are there to the right. And they're that's the corresponding alphabet for your last names. So wherever you fall on that scale, A to Z, those are your corresponding counselors. From here, we're going to go ahead and scroll down to course registration and planning for 2022 and 23. You click here. You'll find the dates for registration. Of course, we're talking about it right now, February 8th in CCR. And then registration will occur over these next 2 days. And we would like you to have all of your course registration requests in to Skyward by Friday, February 18th. So that's your deadline, Friday, February 18th. From here, we would scroll down and you're going to click on this button here to find the registration guide. And I'm going to bring you over there. And this is what it's kind of going to look like once you click that button. Here's your main page of the registration guide. It starts out by giving you a table of contents breakdown of the course requirements offered. Again, you guys have probably seen this a couple of times by now. It's important to highlight in the guide what might be new. But it starts out with your required courses, and then moves into world languages and different areas of interest. And there you see a little more detailed breakdown of the courses. This part is cool right here. It's our school profile. So this is relevant to you guys as incoming seniors soon. This school profile gets sent off to colleges that you apply to. So it's a part of your application. It gets sent off and it breaks down for that institution kind of a little bit about our school, where we're located, a bit about our faculty, some of the classes that we offer, including our honors and advanced courses, as well as our AP courses. It breaks down our average ACT score. And what I think is one of the cooler parts, it's a snapshot of the previous graduating class, how many graduates, the path they decided to take, be that 4-year or 2-year college, rotary military, or entering the workforce, and what have you. And then it also breaks down what school and how many of those students from Northfield High School decided to attend a specific school. One of the more important parts of this guide, and you guys are probably intimately familiar with it at this point, is our graduation requirements. As you know by now, is second semester juniors about to be seniors, 16 core classes or credits are required for graduation and 7 elective credits are required. So in order to graduate from Northfield High School, you must reach at least 23 credits and have hit all of these requirements listed here within the guide. Of course, that is only the requirements to graduate from high school. So it's important to think about what specific college requirements might be and be aware of the requirements credit-wise to attend a specific college if that's the route you want to go. But I'll let Ms. Rasmussen get into that a little more as we start thinking about life after high school.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Turnquist. I can walk you through, share my screen, some of the next pages of this guide. This guide is so helpful. So I do encourage you, 11th graders, to find this and look through it. Some great information for you as you plan senior year and life beyond high school. It's really important for you to think of next year and the years following. There are some requirements for your plans after high school that you might need to address next year. So for example, a four-year college may require world language where the high school doesn't. And a two-year college or technical school will want you to have some electives in a field of interest that we can plan and get into your schedule for next year. Or I know the military here requires a rigorous physical examination and a test. So you may want to put in some more FIAG classes or something like that to make sure that you are prepared for that. So be thinking about that. And Naviance is a great tool. You can go into your Naviance account and do some research, college exploration, career exploration. What do you need? What can you put in your schedule next year that will help you get to the next step? And of course, the counseling department. Connect with the counselor. Schoology message or email us and set an appointment, stop in during flex, and we can help you with this. Another piece of valuable information here is the NCAA clearinghouse. This is for student athletes. If you're looking at competing at the D1 or D2 level in college, there are requirements for that and a process. So this outlines that. Again, talk to your counselor if you have questions. Scrolling down, academic supports. This school has so many supports to help you be successful, and they're outlined here, and you can talk to your counselor if you think that would help you next year or even this coming semester. Dual credit opportunities. You are able to be quite creative with your schedule next year as a senior. There are a lot of opportunities for you. And so I want you to take some time and think about that. There are opportunities to earn college credit while still in high school. So our AP program is pretty big, and the potential to earn college credit in a class here exists. So there's some information here about that, as well as concurrent enrollment courses we have for you. So take a look at this and talk to your counselor if you're interested. Sitting in a class here and earning credits both at a university and high school might be something you're interested in. St. Olaf and Carleton offers a senior honors program for seniors here. So this is a really neat opportunity if you're interested in taking one class per semester at one of the local colleges here in town. There's an application process and information here. PSEO is a very popular option. And so on this page, there's a lot of information about that program for you that I encourage you to explore. So at this time, you will register a full load of 6 credits of high school courses for next year, but then you have time to consider, explore, look at, talk to your counselor, read about this option and how you could possibly take a college course at a college or online through a college while in high school. So right now, you would register for a full load of high school courses and then explore this option this spring. So you have time. You don't have to make decisions like in the next week or two. But right now is information gathering time. And I think Mr. Ensrud is going to talk to you specifically about our courses at the high school and how to look through those and process and learn about those.
It's true. Thanks, Ms. Rasmussen. This time I remembered to unmute myself before I started talking. And 11th graders, I've done a few videos with you guys before, so sorry you're stuck with me again for a little bit of this presentation. I'm going to piggyback off a couple things that I heard both Mr. Turnquist and Ms. Rasmussen talk about that are specific to this audience. One of the things Mr. Turnquist was talking about reminded me. In our profile, we throw at every college our ACT average scores. And I know we spent a lot of time in CCR talking about Naviance test prep, trying to get ready for April 5th for those of you that will take the ACT. And we've talked a little bit about trying to reverse the trend on our composite scores. So this is a good visual of, this is one of our targets, guys, is trying to make some moves on that ACT prep in the next couple months. Another item, we mentioned that this profile goes with every transcript. We will get a transcript in front of each of you so that you are able to see as you are selecting classes that you are meeting those graduation requirements that Mr. Turnquist talked about. I'll do a separate little screencast on how to interpret that transcript, okay? Next item, Miss Rasmussen spoke to AP classes and she mentioned concurrent enrollment. Just want you to notice that there are a couple senior specific courses. One is Comp 101 that could cover part or all of your English requirement as a senior. And this coming school year, we're going to do a public speaking one that you can see more about in the registration guide that will not quite, it will be the equivalent of a semester length course as far as credit. But we're doing it in partnership with Mankato, so you get potential credit, not just specific to Mankato. It can transfer to a lot of institutions. So a couple of those follow-ups. What I really want to focus on is as you start figuring out what life after high school looks like, it's really important to pay close attention to what you're doing with your last year of high school. Whatever you're going to do next after high school, it's going to show up on a transcript and it's going to be reported out somewhere. So pay close attention to what you're choosing at this point in time. It's kind of your last go around to take some things and explore some area of interest. And you have a lot more freedom and flexibility to make some of those choices. So one place to really dive in and learn about each course is this course registration guide we've been showing you. Another resource that is a part of your registration materials that you have access to in Schoology this week is this course listing. And the course listing you've probably seen before. It's the list of everything. It's where you find the course number. It's where you find the course name. It's where you can see how much credit it's worth and if it's a semester or a year-long course. And it's where you can see what grade levels are eligible. Well, at this point, you've got access to pretty much everything. So as you are going to be a senior, it's really the whole list of everything. And we talk about how much choice there is for a school our size. And this is where you really get to live it. The trick with it is, as a senior, so many of these are one semester electives that not everybody takes anymore. So the importance of alternates is something Ms. LaGrosse is going to talk about. But as you go through this kind of menu of all your options, please take a look at some extra ideas so that you've got backup plans in place so that you're going to be ready with a schedule when we hit the ground running in the fall. Okay. So some of you are going to be making decisions around things like, do I need a fourth year of math or not? And that might be dependent on where you're going to go after high school. If you're looking at institutions like the U of M or University of Wisconsin-Madison, you're going to have a fourth year. More and more colleges are recommending or requiring that fourth year. So that's one consideration. So in addition to all those electives you have to choose from, there might be some tough choices around the classes that you might feel you have to take to keep doors open for your plan for after high school. So moving from that course list back to the registration guide, you've all seen that this guide contains specific descriptions for each and every class we offer at Northfield High School. So by now, I hope you understand that this is the place to come and get the details. Like I was talking about with something like public speaking, there will be there is a course description for public speaking in the guide. You can see what that's going to be all about. As you move past the required section and through the world language section, some of you are going to be deciding, do I need one more year world language or not? This level of detail might help you make that decision. And then the areas of interest really become critical, I think, for folks who are going to be seniors, because you're really starting to get closer to either identifying an area of interest you're going to want to pursue after high school, or realize that, you know what, this is my last chance to explore some stuff before I move off to a time in my life where it's going to cost me to explore. So is now the time to take a close look at maybe I want to try accounting. Worst thing that happens is you realize, well, that's not the thing I want to maybe major in, but it's better to find out now than later on. So don't be afraid to try something new your senior year. And a great way to find out the details of those new possibilities is in the rest of this registration guide. Okay, so take your time and kind of go back and forth between the menu and between the descriptions for those items on the menu. All right, with that said, Next step, you're gonna have to figure out how to make those course requests. So Ms. LaGrosse is gonna review with you those steps to finish this process out. Ms. LaGrosse, your turn. This time, Ms. LaGrosse muted. I did it last time. It was her turn this time.
Ah, all right, sorry about that. Okay, hello everyone. So now we're going to take a look at the steps you'll need to go through to register for classes. I'm going to share my screen. So the first thing you'll want to do is take a look through the course planning guide. So we already went over graduation requirements. Now let's look at the 12th grade grid. So 12th graders are required to take a full year of English. So you're going to choose 2 semester-long English classes. So you're looking at 1 lit-based class and 1 writing-based class. And that'll give you a full year of English. You'll take a semester of economics and a semester of global studies. Now look at all this empty space. This means that you have a lot of choice your senior year. So Mr. Ensru touched on some things you'll want to keep in mind senior year if you're going to your 4th year of math or science. Something else that you'll want to do is review your transcript to make sure you have met your PE and art requirements. So again, you need 1 credit of PE and 1 credit of art. If you have not met those requirements, through your 9th through 11th grade classes, make sure you're signing up for those. So as you can see here, you have 7 slots. So again, you know the drill by now, but you're signing up for 6 classes per semester, and you can either sign up for 7th class or you can leave this blank for study hall. Now let's have a look at a sample student to see how we're going to register. So you're going to log into Skyward, and when you log in from your iPad, make sure you select the desktop version of Skyward, because if you select the app, this will not work. So again, select the desktop version. When you log into Skyward, go to the left side of the screen and click where it says schedule. Find the big blue link at the top that says request courses for 2022-2023. Click on that. And then you have the course list. So from the course list, type in the course codes in the search box. So I'm going to pretend I'm going to register for a PE class. I'll just type in the first 2 numbers, 11. That brings up all the PE classes that are available to me. I want to take Walking for Wellness. So I'm going to click on Walking for Wellness, and this will come up. Ignore that, and then click on Add Course. So that then brings Walking for Wellness over to this box that says Selected Courses. So I'm going to keep doing that until this total credits up here says 6, 6.5, or 7. And again, if you want to study hall, you're going to register for 6 credits, and your study hall will be added in later. Now, if I sign up for a class, let's say I sign up for team sports, and later I'm having regrets. No, I don't really want to take team sports. All I need to do is click on team sports, then click remove courses, and voila, it's gone. So once you have a total of 6 credits, 6 to 7 credits, you're going to request your alternates. And this is very important because if for some reason one of your first choice electives are not available, we're going to select from your list of alternates to make sure you have enough classes next year. If you do not request alternates, then your counselors get to select other electives for you, and what we select may not be what you would have liked to take. So make sure you're requesting your alternates. And then once you finish Requesting alternates, just click the big red box, the big red X to the right. And when you click out, your requests are automatically saved. So before you sign up, make sure you're also reviewing the schedule change policy. Our policy is that once the school year starts, we do not change schedules unless you have 7 classes and you're dropping a class for a study hall. So make sure you're taking this process very seriously, because the classes you're choosing now are the classes you're going to be taking next year. If you have any questions, you can discuss questions with your teachers, you can ask your parents for help, or you can come and talk to your counselor. So we will be out in the hallways tomorrow when you sign up for classes. So if you have a quick question, you can just walk out to the hallway and find one of us. If it's something that'll take a little longer, send a message to your counselor to set up a meeting or come in during flex. All right. Go class of 2023.